Hi, I'm Luke, and this is Dad and Son's Alaska Adventures. In this video, we continue the journey of building flight time while flying here in Alaska. Each day has a new challenge as we face weather, wind, snow, cold, and the harsh but magnificent beauty experienced in this place we call home. Climb aboard and join us as we fly over rugged mountains and terrain that few have ever seen and fewer ventured near. Hang on tight as we land our little Cessna 150 on a snowy dirt runway in the backwoods of Alaska to explore and survive the cold while in search of the legendary roadhouse at Squidna. Hey, thanks for watching. We got 40 hours of flying added to the logbook. Wrong buckle. Our goal is to get 100 before we have to go back to work, first week of December. So we're gonna keep clocking those hours and sharing the adventures as we roll. Carb heat off. Oh man, she is cold. Okay. Oil pressure is good. Generator light will come off once we get the RPMs up. We're just lined up and waiting to fuel up our airplane. Here's a quick map to show you our plan of destination. We took off between Palmer and Wasilla, and we plan to go up Rainy Pass to the west of Anchorage. One of my favorite verses in the Bible is found in John 3:16 through 17. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. For God sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. I just shut my engine off from 10,000 feet. I'm over the mountains here in Alaska, pretty rugged terrain. Those of you who are wondering, the glide ratio in an airplane is, depending on the airplane, roughly a 10 to 12 to 1 ratio, meaning for every 1 foot you drop, you go 10 foot forward. For this plane in particular, it's a 9 to 1 glide ratio. Now we're at 10,000 feet. The ground down there over the valley, probably about 2,000 or 3,000 feet from where we're at. But we're gonna see how far we could go, and I'll show you all on the map. We never fly over the mountains without an escape route. That's what I want y'all to know. We got our best glide ratio. Best glide ratio is 56 knots. 56 knots. Carb heat on. We got the power pulled back. You can fly an airplane with the engine off, but you will eventually be on the ground. We're going down about 800 feet a minute right now. Still going down in the sun right now. We probably got another 4,000 feet to go. For those of you who may not know, when you pull the throttle back, it's the same as if your engine is off altogether. The propeller's just windmilling in the air. This is simulated right now, but if this was real, I would try to land in the river over the valley, and then I would land near a cabin. There's a couple cabins down here that we have a good landmark, a good point to get someone to come in and give me a ride home. Gotta be a rough landing if we actually had to land in that. Well, we're gonna call that good. I'll mark the map and show it in the video later. We would have made the cabin no problem. There's another one a little further up. So it actually surprised me, but we would have made it a little over 16 miles, and it took us around 10 minutes to get down. We could have easily landed it, found a cabin. We would have been pretty far out there, but we could have went home to tell the story. So anytime you're flying over the mountains, always make sure you have a backup plan and an escape route. Keep us all safe. We need a fuel stop. We've been flying for about a little over 3 hours, so time for some fuel in Talkeetna, Alaska. Well, we landed at one of our favorite spots here at the very quiet airport in Talkeetna, Alaska. I know what you got to be thinking. Who wears tennis shoes in the wintertime in Alaska? Well, when you're flying an airplane, it's a little easier to fly with tennis shoes on. And I always forget to throw my boots in back. Talkeetna, Alaska. It's freezing cold in the middle of wintertime. We're on a jog to find the Talkeetna roadhouse. It's just a little bit frosty outside.
All my people are. Anyways. Kind of pretty, isn't it?
Well, we got to see the roadhouse. We're gonna give her a heads up next time and come probably bring the boys on a Saturday. And right now it is 1 degree out. We're gonna try to get this airplane started. Clear! So if you've noticed, we never got our hamburger, but we got to meet the owner of the roadhouse, Talkeetna Lodge, whose name was Cindy. Very nice lady who's owned this place for quite a few years. And we had more fun talking, hearing stories. And I think next time we're going to give her a heads up. That way the stove's hot and we're going to make it worth her while by bringing the kids and get to explore this part of Alaska. So Ritz crackers are going to have to do. beautiful evening. Let's feed this thing some money. It's cold, I'm hungry, been flying all day. We're gonna taxi this thing home. Clear! Well, that concludes this video. So we got to fly up Rainy Pass, around some pretty awesome mountains. Got to see the Roadhouse, landed in Talkeetna, flew around Mount McKinley. We had a little bit of carb ice and engine running rough. Once we got that squared away, everything was jolly. Now we're on the ground, it's cold. We'll get a cup of coffee, some warm food. See y'all next week.